When I tell you that this is not normal intelligence, I want you to understand something deeply about yourself and about the way the world works. Most people live in a world that teaches them to conform, to follow the rules, to think within the boundaries set by others, and to measure their worth by the standards that society imposes. But I am here to tell you that your mind is far greater than what you have been conditioned to believe. This is not normal intelligence, because normal is a cage. Normal is a limitation. Normal is the voice that tells you, you are not enough, or you can't do it. Normal intelligence is what keeps people safe, comfortable, and mediocre. And I am not here to talk about safety. I am not here to talk about comfort. I am here to talk about greatness, about tapping into the extraordinary power of your mind that most people never even touch. You see, the world does not reward mediocrity. The world rewards vision. The world rewards courage. The world rewards those who are willing to go against the tide, to swim upstream, to see what others cannot see, and to believe in themselves when no one else does. That, my friend, is where real intelligence lives. Not in memorizing facts, not in repeating what others tell you, but in seeing, feeling, and acting in ways that ordinary minds cannot comprehend. Think about the times in your life when you felt doubt, when you felt that you were too small, too weak, too incapable to reach your dreams. That is the voice of normal intelligence speaking. That is the voice that says, follow the crowd, obey the rules, stay in line, and don't risk too much. But I am asking you to question that voice. This is not normal intelligence because it does not accept limitations. It does not say, I cannot. It says, how can I? It does not wait for permission. It takes action. It does not fear failure. It embraces it. Every obstacle becomes a teacher. Every challenge becomes an opportunity. Every criticism becomes fuel. That is the power that lies dormant inside of you, waiting for you to awaken it. And the truth is, most people will never do it because awakening this kind of intelligence is not easy. It requires courage, relentless curiosity, discipline, and a willingness to be uncomfortable. Most of us are trained to think small. From a young age, we are told what is possible, what is safe, what is expected. We are given a roadmap for life, and we follow it blindly. School teaches us to memorize, to repeat, to fit into a mold. Society teaches us to conform, to blend in, to avoid making waves. Family sometimes teaches us to play it safe, to avoid risks, to settle. But I am here to tell you that the greatest minds, the most successful people, the people who leave a mark on this world, did not learn to live within normal intelligence. They learned to break the rules of thinking, to question reality, to experiment with ideas, and to see beyond what others see. They understood that normal is not enough, that normal is the enemy of growth. That normal is the reason most people drift through life without purpose, without passion, without a spark. I want you to see that intelligence is not about the grades you got, the certificates you hold, or the degree on your wall. Intelligence is about how you see the world, how you solve problems, how you create opportunities where none exist, and how you take control of your destiny. This is not normal intelligence, because it is not measured by tests. It is measured by your capacity to think, to imagine, to invent, to adapt, and to overcome. It is measured by your resilience when life pushes you down. It is measured by your persistence when the road seems impossible. It is measured by your ability to see potential where others see nothing, to find light where others see darkness, and to keep moving forward when everyone else stops. That, my friend, is the intelligence that changes lives, builds empires, and leaves a legacy. Now, you may ask, Shi Heng Yi, how do I awaken this kind of intelligence? The answer is simple yet powerful. First, you must stop listening to the voices that tell you who you are supposed to be. Stop listening to the fear, the doubt, the judgment, and the negativity that comes from others, and sometimes even from yourself. Those voices are the anchors of normal intelligence, trying to keep you in the comfortable zone of mediocrity. You must rise above them. You must believe that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. You must trust your intuition, follow your curiosity, and take actions that scare you, because growth never happens in comfort. Second, you must cultivate self-awareness. You must observe your thoughts, your patterns, your habits, and your fears. Normal intelligence does not question itself. It accepts limitations without reflection. Extraordinary intelligence, on the other hand, examines every thought, every belief, every assumption. It asks, why do I think this way? Is this belief serving me? Am I choosing convenience over possibility? When you develop this awareness, you begin to understand that most limitations exist only in the mind. You realize that your potential is far greater than your circumstances. You begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles, solutions where others see problems, and possibilities where others see impossibilities. Third, you must embrace failure as a teacher, not as a punishment. Normal intelligence fears failure because it is tied to identity and self-worth. Extraordinary intelligence understands that failure is the proving ground for growth. Every setback, every mistake, every rejection carries a lesson that strengthens you, refines your strategy, and brings you closer to mastery. When you learn to fail forward, you stop being afraid of taking risks. You stop being paralyzed by fear. You start moving, experimenting, and creating. You start seeing your life as a laboratory for innovation, a playground for exploration, and a canvas for expression. Fourth, you must commit to lifelong learning. Normal intelligence is satisfied with what it knows. It seeks knowledge not for validation, not for recognition, not for awards, but for growth, for power, for transformation. It reads, observes, listens, and experiments constantly. It does not settle for superficial understanding. It digs deep, it questions assumptions, and it applies knowledge creatively. When you embrace this approach, you begin to see connections where others see disconnection. You start solving problems in ways that seem impossible. You start thinking in patterns, in systems, and in possibilities. That is the hallmark of intelligence that is not normal. Finally, you must master your mindset. Normal intelligence reacts to the world. Extraordinary intelligence creates the world. The way you think determines the life you live. If your mind is conditioned by fear, doubt, and limitation, your reality will mirror that. But if your mind is disciplined, focused, positive, and fearless, your reality will expand beyond imagination. You have to choose daily what you feed your mind, what you focus on, and how you respond to challenges. You must cultivate a mindset that is relentless, resilient, creative, and courageous. That is what separates those who live ordinary lives from those who live extraordinary lives. And I want you to understand this truth. This is not normal intelligence because it is rare. Most people never cultivate it because they are too busy chasing comfort, approval, and temporary satisfaction. Most people never cultivate it because it requires sacrifice, discipline, and the willingness to face discomfort and uncertainty. But you, if you are listening now, if you are awake, if you are ready, you can be different, can tap into this extraordinary intelligence, this inner power, this unstoppable force. You can rise above the ordinary. You can create, innovate, and achieve at levels that most people cannot even imagine. So, I challenge you today. Stop accepting normal. Stop settling. Stop being satisfied with mediocrity. Start thinking bigger. Start questioning more. Start taking bold action. Start trusting yourself. Start cultivating awareness, resilience, and creativity. This is not normal intelligence, and that is why it will change your life. That is why it will give you the power to achieve, to inspire, to lead, and to leave a legacy that lasts beyond your lifetime. You have this power within you. You have this intelligence within you. It is waiting. It is calling. It is asking you to awaken it, to use it, and to transform your life in ways that are extraordinary. Remember, the world does not reward ordinary. It does not reward those who blend in, not reward those who accept limits. The world rewards vision, courage, persistence, creativity, and resilience. That is what this is. This is not normal intelligence. This is the intelligence that leads, that innovates, that conquers, and that transforms. And I am here to remind you, you are capable of this. You are ready for this. You are born for this. The only thing standing between you and your extraordinary life is your decision to embrace it fully. Without fear, without hesitation, without compromise. So today, choose greatness. Choose to awaken the intelligence that is not normal. Choose to break free from limitation, to rise above fear, to embrace failure, and to create your reality. Start today. Start now, because this is your life, your time, and your opportunity to step into a level of intelligence, power, and impact that is beyond ordinary. This is not normal intelligence. This is your extraordinary mind calling you to action. Will you answer? I want you to really hear me when I say this. Your mind is not what you think it is. What most people call intelligence. What society labels as smart. What schools, tests, and conventional systems measure. This is only the surface. This is not normal intelligence. What I am talking to you about today is the power that lives beneath the surface, the force that most people never tap into, the extraordinary part of yourself that has been waiting quietly, patiently, for you to awaken it. And I know that sometimes you doubt it. I know that sometimes life seems heavy, and the noise of the world makes it hard to see your own potential. But let me tell you something, within you lies a mind that can create, innovate, and conquer in ways that others can only dream about. That is the intelligence I am speaking of. That is the intelligence that changes destinies. Too often, we are told to play it safe. Too often, we are told that limits are real, that some things are impossible, that success is for someone else, not us. But I am here to tell you, and I want you to take this deep into your soul, that limits exist only in your mind. What you call obstacles, what you call failure, what you call rejection, these are not the end. They are the beginning. Normal intelligence sees a wall and stops. Extraordinary intelligence sees a wall and asks, how can I climb it? How can I move it? How can I use it to grow stronger? That difference is subtle, yet it is everything. It is the difference between someone who drifts through life and someone who shapes it. Between someone who complains and someone who creates. Between someone who watches and someone who leads. I want you to think about your thoughts for a moment. How many of them are truly yours? How many of them are borrowed from fear, doubt, past failure, or the judgment of others? Normal intelligence accepts those thoughts without question. Extraordinary intelligence questions everything. It examines every idea, every belief, every habit, and asks, does this serve me? Does this take me closer to my purpose? Or is this just noise that keeps me small? The mind that is not normal does not allow external circumstances to dictate its power. It does not wait for permission. It does not wait for the world to approve its dreams. It takes initiative. It acts with clarity. It persists relentlessly. And when you learn to master your thoughts in this way, you unlock an intelligence that is not measured by grades, accolades, or titles, but by results, by influence, and by impact. I know that life has tested you. I know that people have doubted you. I know that sometimes the voice in your own head seems louder than anyone else. But listen to me. The louder that voice of doubt is, the more important it is that you rise above it. This is your mind, your intelligence, your power. And when you decide to take full control of it, when you decide to refuse the limitations of normal thinking, when you decide to step boldly into uncertainty and challenge, you become unstoppable. You see, extraordinary intelligence is not about knowing everything. It is not about being perfect. It is not about avoiding mistakes. It is about having the courage to act, the clarity to see possibilities, the resilience to persist, and the vision to imagine what others cannot. That is what I mean when I say this is not normal intelligence. Most people fear risk. Most people fear failure. Most people fear looking foolish. And that fear keeps them small. That fear keeps them trapped in ordinary thinking. But I want you to feel this truth in your bones. Risk is not the enemy. Failure is not the enemy. Fear is not the enemy. The enemy is stagnation, mediocrity, and the refusal to awaken your extraordinary mind. Every time you take action in spite of fear, every time you make a choice that challenges your comfort, every time you push through what seems impossible, you grow. You expand. You elevate yourself into a level of intelligence, creativity, and power that is not normal. And the beautiful thing is, once you step into this, once you embrace this, the world begins to bend in your favor. Opportunities appear that others cannot see. Connections happen that seem serendipitous, but are actually the result of your courage and vision. Doors open that normal minds could never find. I want you to understand the power of questions. Most people accept the world as it is. They say, this is just how things are. I can't change it. Normal intelligence stops at answers that seem final. Extraordinary intelligence questions constantly. It asks, why is this the way it is? How can it be better? How can I make it work? How can I turn this challenge into opportunity? When you develop this habit of questioning, you start to uncover solutions that are invisible to others. You start to see patterns, connections, and possibilities. You start to build ideas that move beyond conventional thinking. And this is where true mastery lives, beyond memorization, beyond obedience, beyond comfort. Discipline is another key. Extraordinary intelligence is not just about ideas. It is about action. It is about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it, even when the world doubts you, even when progress seems slow. Normal intelligence looks for shortcuts. Extraordinary intelligence builds patiently, relentlessly, persistently. Every small step, every consistent effort, compounds into results that are extraordinary. And when you combine relentless action with fearless creativity, you begin to live a life that defies normal expectations. You become a force that cannot be ignored, a mind that cannot be contained, and a spirit that cannot be broken. I want to talk about imagination for a moment. So many people underestimate imagination. They say, dreams are not real. Thinking is not action. But I am here to tell you, Your imagination is the seed of everything you will ever create. The mind that is not normal uses imagination as a tool. It visualizes possibilities before they exist. It experiments in thought before it experiments in reality. It anticipates, it strategizes, it innovates. Your ability to imagine, to dream boldly, and to believe in those dreams even when others ridicule them, is a measure of intelligence far beyond normal. It is the intelligence that invents, leads, and transforms. And here is the truth you must grasp. Extraordinary intelligence is not given, it is chosen. It is chosen the moment you decide that normal is not enough. It is chosen the moment you take responsibility for your mind, your life, and your future. It is chosen the moment you decide to rise above fear, above doubt, above distraction, and to claim the life you are capable of living. You see, every great mind, every innovator, every leader, every person who left a mark on this world made this choice. They chose to be different. They chose to see what others could not. They chose to act when others hesitated. And that choice is available to you right now, in this moment. So I challenge you today. Question your assumptions. Break your habits of thought. Take risks that scare you. Fail forward and learn relentlessly. Feed your mind with knowledge, experiences, and perspectives that expand your vision. Take control of your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. Embrace curiosity as a weapon, resilience as armor, and creativity as a sword. This is your extraordinary mind awakening. This is your power rising. This is your life transforming. And when you commit to this, when you live it fully, the world around you begins to change. Because extraordinary intelligence does not just impact your life, it impacts everyone and everything you touch. Remember, your mind is a force beyond measure. It is waiting for you to awaken it. It is waiting for you to use it with courage, clarity, and vision. It is waiting for you to break free from the limitations of normal thinking. This is not normal intelligence. This is your power, your opportunity, your legacy. Will you step into it? Will you rise above the ordinary? Will you claim the life, the mind, and the impact that you were born to have? The choice is yours. The time is now. I want you to understand something fundamental about life, about success, about the very way your mind works. Most people believe that intelligence is a fixed trait, something you are born with, something measurable in tests, grades, or IQ scores. But that is not intelligence. It is normal intelligence, and it is limited. What I am speaking to you about today is different. This is not normal intelligence. This is the intelligence that transcends limits, that sees opportunities where others see dead ends, that turns failures into lessons and obstacles into stepping stones. This is the intelligence that fuels greatness, that powers leaders, innovators, and visionaries, and that gives you the ability to create a life that others only dream of. And the most important thing you need to realize is that it lives inside you, waiting for you to awaken it. Too many people spend their lives measuring themselves against what society tells them is normal. They look at the achievements of others and think, they look at challenges and say, this is impossible for me. They accept limits that do not exist. And I am telling you today that those limits are illusions. They are constructs of fear, doubt, and habit. Normal intelligence obeys these illusions. Extraordinary intelligence breaks them. It questions them. It challenges them. It refuses to be confined. And the moment you start thinking this way, the moment you decide that your mind is not bound by the standards of others, your life changes. You begin to see possibilities that were invisible before. You begin to take actions that others never consider. You begin to think in ways that most people never imagine. This is not about knowledge alone. It is not about memory, book learning, or following instructions. That is normal intelligence, and it will only take you so far. What I am speaking about is about vision, creativity, resilience, and courage. It is about the ability to take what exists and transform it into something greater. It is about seeing what others cannot see, imagining what others cannot imagine, and acting with a boldness that sets you apart. This intelligence is active. It is not passive. It does not wait for conditions to be perfect. It does not wait for validation, for permission, for approval. It acts, it creates, it persists. And when you understand that, when you embrace that, you step into a level of power and potential that is beyond ordinary comprehension. Let me tell you something that most people never understand. The world does not reward those who play it safe. It does not reward those who stay comfortable, who avoid risk, who follow instructions without question. The world rewards vision, creativity, courage, and persistence. The world rewards those who dare to see what others cannot, who take action when others hesitate, and who refuse to settle for mediocrity. That is the intelligence I am talking about. That is the power that lies dormant in you, and it is waiting for you to claim it. But claiming it requires courage. It requires discipline. It requires a willingness to step into discomfort, to fail, to be misunderstood, and to keep moving forward regardless. I want you to reflect for a moment on the moments in your life where fear held you back, where doubt whispered, "You are not ready. You cannot do this." That voice, my friend, is the voice of normal intelligence. It is safe, it is cautious, and it keeps you small. Extraordinary intelligence, however, listens to that voice, nods, and then steps forward anyway. It acts in spite of fear. It takes risks. It embraces failure, and it understands that every obstacle, every rejection, every setback is a lesson, a teacher, a stepping stone. This is not normal intelligence. It is active, it is alive, and it is unstoppable. Curiosity is a critical part of this intelligence. Most people accept what they are told. They follow rules without question. They settle for answers that seem final. But extraordinary intelligence asks questions constantly. It probes, it challenges, it experiments. It sees the world not as it is, but as it could be. It connects dots that others cannot connect. It observes patterns, explores possibilities, and pushes boundaries. This curiosity is what drives innovation, what drives invention, and what drives the breakthroughs that change lives. If you cultivate this habit of questioning and exploring relentlessly, you awaken a mind that cannot be limited. Discipline is another cornerstone. This intelligence does not flourish in chaos or laziness. It requires daily effort, consistency, and focus. Ordinary minds quit when it is hard. Extraordinary minds persist, adapt, and improve. They understand that mastery is not achieved overnight. They understand that every small step, every consistent action, compounds into greatness over time. The mind that is not normal does not look for shortcuts, it looks for excellence, for improvement, for growth. It does not seek validation, it seeks mastery. And when you combine curiosity with discipline, you begin to operate at a level that others cannot touch. I also want to talk to you about resilience. Life will test you. People will doubt you. Challenges will arise that seem impossible to overcome. Normal intelligence succumbs to these pressures. Extraordinary intelligence grows stronger because of them. Every challenge becomes a teacher. Every failure becomes feedback. Every difficulty becomes fuel. Resilience is the armor of this intelligence, and without it, your mind cannot reach its highest potential. But when you cultivate resilience, when you refuse to be defeated, by setbacks, when you rise stronger every time, you begin to live with an unstoppable force that the world cannot ignore. Imagination is another powerful force. Most people underestimate it. They say, dreams are for children. But extraordinary intelligence understands that imagination is the blueprint for reality. It is the mind's ability to see beyond what exists, to envision what could be, and to act to make it real. Every great invention, every breakthrough, every form of leadership, every moment of creativity started in the imagination. The mind that is not normal uses imagination as a tool to solve problems, innovate solutions, and create possibilities that others cannot even conceive. And I want you to hear this clearly. This intelligence is not a gift you wait for. It is a choice. It is a decision. It is an act of courage every day. It is choosing to think differently, act boldly, and persist relentlessly. It is refusing to settle, refusing to listen to the naysayers, and refusing to allow fear or doubt to define your life. Extraordinary intelligence is not passive. It is an active, living force that grows the more you challenge it, the more you feed it, the more you apply it. So I challenge you today. Stop living in limits. Stop accepting what others say is impossible. Stop being satisfied with what feels safe. Your mind is capable of far more than you have allowed yourself to believe. This is not normal intelligence. This is your extraordinary intelligence, waiting for you to awaken it, to harness it, and to act with it. It is your power to create, to innovate, to inspire, and to leave a mark on the world. And the truth is, the world needs this version of you, the one that refuses to be ordinary, the one that pushes beyond limits, the one that creates in spite of fear. Choose today to be extraordinary. Choose today to awaken the intelligence that is not normal. Question your assumptions. Embrace failure. Take bold action. Cultivate curiosity, discipline, resilience, and imagination. Live fully. Act boldly. And refuse to be confined. This is not normal intelligence. This is your mind, your power, your opportunity, your life. Will you step into it? Will you rise above mediocrity? Will you create a life that others only dream of? The choice is yours. The time is now. I want you to hear me clearly when I say this. The mind that you have is extraordinary. It is not normal. It is not the sum of your past failures, your mistakes, your doubts, or your fears. That is normal intelligence, and it will keep you small. But the intelligence I am speaking to you about today is beyond ordinary. It is creative. It is relentless. It is fearless. It is the intelligence that allows you to rise, to grow, to achieve, and to transform your life in ways that most people cannot even imagine. And the first thing you must understand is that this intelligence exists in you right now. It is not something you must earn. It is not something you must wait for. It is something you must awaken. Too many people live their lives as if they are bound by limits. They believe that success, opportunity, and achievement belong to someone else, not to them. They think that their mind is incapable of greatness. But I am here to tell you that the only thing standing between you and your extraordinary life is your decision to think differently, to act differently, and to embrace the intelligence that is not normal. This is the kind of intelligence that does not fear the unknown. It does not fear challenges. It does not fear failure. Normal intelligence seeks comfort. Extraordinary intelligence seeks growth. Normal intelligence avoids risk. Extraordinary intelligence calculates, adapts, and acts boldly. And the moment you choose to embrace this intelligence, everything in your life changes. I want you to reflect on this. Most people live in reaction, not creation. They respond to circumstances. They wait for things to happen to them. They complain about what they cannot control. That is normal intelligence. But extraordinary intelligence is proactive. It shapes circumstances. It creates opportunities. It does not wait for life to give permission, it takes control. Every great leader, every innovator, every person who left a mark on this world understood this. They understood that intelligence is not about following instructions. It is about seeing possibilities where others see nothing, acting when others hesitate, and persisting when others give up. That is what sets you apart when you step into this mindset. Let me be very clear. This intelligence is not about avoiding failure. It is not about being perfect. It is not about knowing everything. It is about courage. It is about resilience. It is about taking action in spite of fear. Every obstacle, every setback, every challenge is an opportunity to exercise your mind, to expand your capacity, and to strengthen your resolve. Normal intelligence sees obstacles as barriers. Extraordinary intelligence sees obstacles as lessons, as pathways, as opportunities to grow stronger and smarter. This is the kind of thinking that creates breakthroughs, that changes lives, and that builds legacies. Your mind has been conditioned to follow rules, to stay within lines, to obey authority, and to measure yourself against what is considered normal. But extraordinary intelligence is liberated from all of that. It questions everything. It challenges assumptions. It experiments with possibilities. It does not accept the status quo. It sees the world not as it is, but as it could be. And when you cultivate this mindset, when you begin to question, to explore, to create, your life transforms. You stop being a spectator and start being a creator. You stop waiting for permission and start claiming your power. Discipline is a critical part of this. Extraordinary intelligence does not flourish in laziness, procrastination, or inconsistency. It requires daily effort, focus, and determination. Normal intelligence looks for shortcuts and avoids hard work. Extraordinary intelligence understands that mastery, growth, and achievement are built on consistent action. Even when it is uncomfortable, every small step compounds into exponential results. Every habit you form, every skill you practice, every thought you refine, adds to the power of your mind. And this is what allows you to operate at a level beyond normal. Curiosity is another key. Most people stop asking questions once they reach a certain point. They settle for surface-level understanding. But the mind that is not normal is insatiably curious. It asks, why? How? What if? It probes deeper. It explores possibilities. It seeks knowledge not to impress, but to grow, to create, to innovate. Curiosity drives invention, discovery, and breakthroughs. When you combine relentless curiosity with disciplined action, you begin to operate at a level that others cannot comprehend. You begin to create, innovate, and inspire in ways that are extraordinary. I want you to consider resilience. Life will test you. Challenges will come that feel impossible. People will doubt you. Circumstances may seem unfair, and normal intelligence will see this as reason to give up. But extraordinary intelligence does not break under pressure. It adapts. It persists. It grows stronger. Every failure is a lesson. Every criticism is a mirror. Every obstacle is a teacher. The more pressure you face, the more you grow. And the more you grow, the more unstoppable you become. This is not normal intelligence, it is a force that cannot be contained, a fire that cannot be extinguished, a power that cannot be ignored. Imagination is the spark. Most people underestimate imagination. They say, dreams are unrealistic. Thinking is not enough. But extraordinary intelligence understands that imagination is the blueprint for reality. Breakthrough, every invention, every act of leadership, every achievement begins in the mind. It is the ability to envision possibilities, anticipate solutions, and create a plan before action is even taken. This is the secret of the extraordinary. To see what others cannot see and to act on it with courage, clarity, and purpose. And here is the truth you must embrace. This intelligence is not something you wait to receive. It is a choice. It is a decision. It is an act of courage every single day. It is choosing to think differently, act boldly, and persist relentlessly. It is refusing to settle, refusing to listen to the naysayers, refusing to allow fear or doubt to dictate your life. Extraordinary intelligence is not passive. It is living, active, and growing. The more you challenge it, the more you feed it, the more you apply it, the more powerful it becomes. So today, I challenge you. Refuse to accept limits. Refuse to follow the crowd. Refuse to settle for comfort into uncertainty. Fail forward. Take action. Cultivate curiosity, discipline, resilience, and imagination. Refuse to allow fear, doubt, or past failure to define your life. This is not normal intelligence. This is your extraordinary mind awakening, your power rising, and your life transforming. When you live like this, you do not just change yourself, you change the world around you. Remember this. Ordinary lives are easy to follow, but they leave no mark. Normal intelligence is safe, but it is small. This is not normal intelligence. This is the intelligence that sees opportunity where others see obstacles. This is the intelligence that creates solutions when others see problems. This is the intelligence that persists when others give up. And it lives inside you. It is calling you. It is asking you to awaken it, to embrace it, to use it fully, and to create a life that is beyond ordinary, beyond expectation, beyond imagination. The choice is yours. Will you step into your extraordinary mind? Will you rise above normal? Will you act with courage, resilience, and vision? The time is now. The opportunity is now. Your life is waiting for the intelligence that is not normal to awaken, to rise, and to create greatness. Will you answer? I want you to understand this clearly. Your mind is far more powerful than you have ever been told. What you have been taught, what you have been conditioned to believe, what society has labeled as intelligence, these are illusions. They are limitations. They are cages. This is not normal intelligence. This is the kind of intelligence that refuses boundaries, that refuses to accept failure as the end, that refuses to be defined by the circumstances around you. It is the intelligence that allows you to create opportunities where others see nothing. It is the intelligence that turns setbacks into stepping stones, fear into fuel, and doubt into determination. It is the intelligence that empowers you to rise above ordinary, to break free from mediocrity, and to transform your life in ways most people cannot even imagine. Most people live their lives reacting to external conditions. They wait for permission. They wait for opportunity. They wait for approval. They wait for life to hand them the keys to success. That is normal intelligence. But extraordinary intelligence does not wait. It creates. It acts. It innovates. It sees what others cannot see, imagines what others cannot imagine, and moves boldly into action even when the outcome is uncertain. That is the difference between living a life of mediocrity and living a life of greatness. That is the intelligence that changes destinies, builds empires, and leaves a legacy that lasts beyond your lifetime. And the most important truth is that this intelligence lives inside you right now, waiting for you to awaken it. I want you to think about the moments in your life when fear held you back, when doubt whispered, "You cannot do this," or "You are not enough." That voice, my friend, is the voice of normal intelligence. It seeks comfort. It seeks safety. It wants you to stay small. But extraordinary intelligence hears that voice, acknowledges it, and then takes action anyway. It refuses to be paralyzed by fear. It steps forward boldly, relentlessly, and persistently. And this is the mindset that allows you to achieve greatness in every area of life. Personal growth, relationships, career, health, creativity, and leadership. I want you to see that intelligence is not measured by grades, tests, or recognition. That is normal intelligence. True intelligence is measured by your ability to think clearly, act decisively, and create solutions that others cannot see. It is measured by your resilience when life challenges you, by your courage when fear tries to stop you, and by your vision when the world seems unclear. It is about mastering your mind, your emotions, and your actions. And the beautiful thing is, once you commit to this, once you decide that normal is not enough, you will begin to see possibilities everywhere. Doors will open, opportunities will appear, connections will form, and the world will begin to respond to the power of your extraordinary mind. Curiosity is the fuel. Most people settle for surface-level understanding. They stop asking questions, stop exploring possibilities, and accept what seems obvious. But extraordinary intelligence never stops asking, why? How? What if? It probes deeper. It sees beyond the obvious. It anticipates. It experiments. It innovates. Every great discovery, every invention, every breakthrough, every act of leadership started with curiosity. The mind that is not normal refuses to settle for superficial answers. It seeks depth, clarity, and understanding. And this is the key to seeing opportunities and solutions where others see none. Discipline is the engine. Extraordinary intelligence does not flourish without consistent action. Normal intelligence seeks shortcuts, avoids hard work, and gives up when the path is difficult. But extraordinary intelligence understands that mastery is built through persistent effort, day after day, moment by moment. Every habit you form, every skill you develop, every thought you refine, compounds into the power and clarity of your mind. Discipline is not punishment. It is freedom. It allows you to channel your energy, focus your mind, and achieve what others cannot. Resilience is the armor. Life will challenge you. People will doubt you. Circumstances may seem impossible. Normal intelligence collapses under pressure. Extraordinary intelligence rises. Every setback becomes a lesson. Every failure becomes feedback. Every difficulty becomes an opportunity to strengthen your mind, your character, and your resolve. The mind that is not normal does not break, it bends, adapts, and grows stronger. The more you practice resilience, the more unstoppable you become. Extraordinary your life becomes. Imagination is the spark. Most people underestimate it. They say, dreams are unrealistic. Thinking is not action. But imagination is the blueprint of reality. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every creative act begins in the mind. It is the ability to see what does not yet exist, to envision possibilities, and to act with purpose to bring them into reality. The mind that is not normal uses imagination to create solutions, innovate strategies, and transform challenges into opportunities. It does not limit itself to what exists, it creates what could exist. And here is the most important truth you must embrace. This intelligence is not given. It is chosen. It is chosen every day, in every decision, in every action. It is chosen the moment you refuse to be confined by fear, doubt, or expectation. It is chosen the moment you commit to your growth, your vision, and your potential. Extraordinary intelligence is active, alive, and growing. It expands the more you challenge it, the more you feed it, and the more you apply it. It is not something passive. It is something you live, breathe, and cultivate every day of your life. So I challenge you now, stop accepting normal. Stop settling for mediocrity. Step boldly into the unknown. Embrace failure as feedback. Take action even when it is uncomfortable. Cultivate curiosity, discipline, resilience, and imagination. Refuse to allow fear, doubt, or past experiences to define your life. This is not normal intelligence. This is your extraordinary mind awakening, your power rising, and your life transforming. When you live like this, you do not just change yourself. You change everything around you. You influence people, opportunities, and circumstances in ways that ordinary minds cannot. Remember this. Ordinary lives are easy to follow, but they leave no mark. Normal intelligence is safe, but it is small. Extraordinary intelligence sees opportunity where others see obstacles, creates solutions when others see problems, and persists when others give up. It is not measured by tests, awards, or recognition. It is measured by your ability to think clearly, act decisively, and create the life you desire. And it lives inside you. It is waiting for you to awaken it, to claim it, and to use it fully. The choice is yours. Will you step into your extraordinary mind? Will you rise above normal? Will you embrace courage, clarity, and action? The time is now. The opportunity is now. Your life is waiting for the intelligence that is not normal to awaken, to rise, and to create greatness. Will you answer? Will you act? Will you become the extraordinary person you were born to be? The world is waiting, and your mind is ready.